What's up, my comic comrades? Marvel recently dropped a brand new Shang-Chi solo series titled Shang-Chi, Master of the Ten Rings. We're big fans of the character, and there's no better place to start than in issue 1. So today we're going to take a look at this new series and see where Marvel plans to take this awesome character. So let's jump in. The series starts off at the ruins of the Temple of Zhangzhou, somewhere in China. We see a kid with a shovel digging that yells out, "Brah, I think I found them." The man leading the operation says, "You will address me as sir, not brah." But the boy says, "I can call you whatever I want, brah, or did you forget who I am a direct descendant of?" The man then orders a DNA scan on the bones the boy found, which confirms they are indeed the bones of Zhang Zu, aka Shang-Chi's father, aka Devil Doctor, or Fu Manchu. The boy then says, "Move, I should be the one to dig them out. I told you, bro, I'm a direct descendant of..." The man finishes his sentence saying, "Zhang Zu himself. You've told us 1,000 times, follow. His blood runs through your veins. Have you wondered why we willingly brought you along, a nattering buffoon like you?" As he backhands him to the ground. He then tells Follow the spell that's going to bring Master Zhenzu back to us requires 2 elements, his bones and his blood, as he points a gun in his face. We are then taken to an airship above China where we see Shang-Chi aboard an air carrier where he's gathered by his fellow members of the Five Weapon Society. If you don't know what the Five Weapon Society is, well, once upon a time there were an army of killers that strive to take over the world. However, that is no longer the case. They are now led by Shang-Chi, who is making the cult organization a force for good. After hugging several of them, Shang-Chi sees that Takashi and Brother Saber has broke out of prison, or at least he thinks. But Takashi tells him, "I broke out by the book. A lawyer took on my case pro bono. She said you two know each other." As he hangs Shang-Chi a card that says Wang and Associates, telling Shang-Chi it's his lady love Delilah who got him out. The Weapon Society then turn their attention to a monitor where they see a group have located Zhang Zu's bones, and they want to use the bones to resurrect him. Masterling says the resurrection spell can only be performed at a site that's been imbued with Zhang Zu's mystic power. And since Zhang Zu's temple was destroyed by the Avengers a while back, they're having to take the bones to a Chinese history museum where one of the temple's crucibles was taken. So of course the Five Weapon Society heads there. We are then taken to the Chinese History Museum where we see that Follow has already been hung upside down in preparation for the spell to bring back Zhang Zu. You see, all they have to do is cut him so his blood pours on the bones while they recite a specific chant, which they do. But as soon as they do, Shang-Chi and the Five Weapon Society arrive and a massive fight breaks out between the two groups. But despite the Five Weapon Society's efforts, blood was still spilt from their distant cousin activating the spell, causing a massive portal to open up. Shang-Chi says that must be Zhang Zu coming through, so he goes to push him back into the portal saying, "No, stay back," but gets taken back into the past, where he meets Zhang Zu, aka a younger version of his father, who asks Shang-Chi, "Where did you come from, kid?" Shang-Chi says to himself he's younger, less angry, but still unmistakably him. Father. His dad asks, "You're not a government lackey, are you? The goons chasing my brother and our disciples? Are you one of them or not?" But before Shang-Chi could answer, his brother arrives who's clearly hurt, saying, "It's not time to make new friends. Run." Shang-Chi then says, "My God, Uncle Shang-Yi," and this airs 5 deadly warriors. A man on a horse then arrives saying to Shang-Chi's father and uncle, "Order your society to surrender immediately." But he replies, "Be reasonable, Constable. The Five Weapon Society just brought down a gang of opium smuggling foreigners for you." Shang-Chi then says to himself, he must be referring to the British. This must be the 1800s, around the time of the Opium Wars. The first half of the 1800s, since Uncle Zhang Yi is still alive. Shang-Chi's dad says to the constable, "A few of us even got injured for our trouble." The constable replies, "Yes, but you used martial arts and sorcery to do it, both of which are declared illegal by imperial edict." Zhang Zu then says, "Constable, how about we drop the matter for old time's sake? After all, I was the one who taught you how to wield that sword strapped to your hip." He replies, "That was a long time ago. Officers, arrest them." Shang-Chi then says, "Zhang Zu, Zhang Yi, take your warriors and go. I've got them," as he uses his 10 rings and martial arts skills to easily take them. As Shang-Chi's uncle says to his father, "I take back what I said about making new friends, brother." Then back in the present, Sister Staff says, "The portal, what's happened to it?" They reply, "The spell that kept it open ran out of blood. The usurper is trapped in the past." Esme responds, "All we gotta do now is make Cousin Perv bleed again." Sister Staff says, "Sister," she replies, "it'll just be a flesh wound." So she throws one of her daggers, but it's blocked. The men then say, "Five Weapon Society, you're going to step aside and allow us to leave. Otherwise, I'll destroy Zhang Zu's bones, and without them, you'll never see your brother again." Back in the 1800s, we see Shang-Chi having rice wine with his father and uncle, as they toast him for saving their lives. His father then asks about the bracelets, saying, "Shang, your bracelets remind me of an old legend. It's supposedly in the Jade Emperor's kingdom. There are 5 sets of heavenly weapons. One set consists of rings. That legend inspired the structure of the Five Weapon Society." His uncle says, "If I didn't know better, I'd say your bracelets might in fact be..." But Zhang Zu says, "Ha, the rice wine has gotten to your head, brother. If the heavenly weapons do exist, the Jade Emperor would be wise to keep them from the human realm. Such power could corrupt all but the best of us." Uncle Yi He says, true, true. Where did you say you got those, Shang-Chi? He replies in his head saying, the Jade Emperor himself, but tells them they were a gift from a friend. As they continue to eat, Shang-Chi's uncle's abdominal wound starts to hurt, at which point Zhang Zhu uses his power of the mystic arts to heal his brother. After this, their meal is interrupted by someone barging in saying, our scouts just sent word of a disturbance in the city. If we don't hurry, things will turn violent. Zhang Zhu forces his brother to stay, with Shang saying, if you don't mind, I'd like to tag along. Shang-Chi and his father then spy on the situation as they see the British captain saying, today many crates smashed. Pieces everywhere, Constable. Pay for crates. Pay now. He responds, those crates contain several tons of opium, a drug declared illegal by imperial edict. Since when has the Majesty's Navy been in the business of defending drug smugglers? Criminals. He responds, we defend British citizens. Pay now. The constable tells them, the law is the law. At this point, the captain says, the constable just volunteered to be an example of what happens when Her Majesty's wishes are defied. Stay calm, soldier. Then on my signal, between the eyes. At this point, Shang-Chi says, they're going to shoot him. Let's go. His dad follows him saying, you understand what those foreign soldiers are saying? You're full of surprises, my friend. Shang-Chi then takes out the soldiers, saving the constable, but he just says, you and your friend from this afternoon, you're under arrest. Tie them up. So his men do, as we learn this was all just a trick to get Zhang Zhu and Shang-Chi there, as the captain says, constable, me and my men, so many bruises, not part of the deal. But the constable says, take your fee and go, captain. Zhang Zhu says to the constable, you're working with the foreigners? He replies, the foreign devils are a nuisance to be sure, but Chinese who have the audacity to defy imperial edict, you are a scourge. The constable then sentences Zhang Zhu to death, but Shang-Chi says, he can't die. If he does, me and my siblings will never exist. But would it be worth it? Would I be saving the future from misery? Then back in the present, Esme makes her cousin bleed to reopen the portal to bring Shang-Chi back. Meanwhile, back in the 1800s, Shang-Chi chooses to save his father, breaking free from his restraints with the power of the 10 rings and defeating the constable. He even almost snapped his neck like a twig, but decides to show mercy as his father says, don't. It'll feel like you've beaten him, but really, you've just become him. Come on, help me get out of here. We then cut to Shang-Chi bandaging up his dad as he says, don't get me wrong, part of me really wanted you to give that scoundrel what he deserves. But as my brother often reminds me, it's not our mission. Shang-Chi says, from what I've seen of your society, he's right. Zhang Zhu then looks at his brother saying, I don't know what I'd do without my brother. I don't know who I'd become. As we see Shang-Chi's face knowing exactly what he becomes once his brother dies. His dad then asks, tell me, Shang, what is your family like? Before he could answer, the portal opens up, allowing him to return home, embracing his family once again. He tells them all thank you, saying, I don't know who I'd become without you. We then get captions of Shang saying, after I told him what happened on the other side of the portal, we decided not to destroy our father's bones. Instead, we buried them here next to uncles, as they bow before their graves. The issue then finishes with Shang-Chi visiting Delilah in New York as they agree to move forward with their relationship no matter the complications. Overall, this was a solid start to the Shang-Chi Master of the Ten Rings series. It didn't have any mind-blowing moments, but it laid down some solid foundation for the book's initial story. I'm curious to see where it goes from here, as I've been loving how Marvel has been building out the world of Shang-Chi recently. But where would you like to see this title take Shang-Chi? Let us know down in the comments. And that's going to bring today's episode to a close, but if you like this episode, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, like, subscribe, and comment. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.